Hi there, Andrew Kalita, Operations Manager from On Demand HR. I'm joined today by Clinton Drell, Managing Director. 2021 has been a very reactive year for a lot of businesses with a lot of new and unique challenges presented. Most of the businesses within our network have been focused on simply navigating through. But today we want to help you to lift up your eyes and discuss some of the key topics that we think that 2022 will present. So welcome, Clint.
Good morning, Andrew. How are you going?
Yeah, good. Yourself?
Very well, thanks. Good to be here.
So moving away from COVID now, and as strange as it may seem, there's actually more to life and business than COVID going on at the moment. And we should also be switching our minds through to compliance. So in preparation for this video, we reviewed some of our most popular videos of 2021. And in terms of compliance, the one that really stood out in terms of number of views was a video covering some changes that occurred in 2021 regarding casual employment. So can you share some of those changes as well as some advice and practical steps that businesses can implement in response to those changes?
Yeah, so I think that certainly the changes came into effect this year. They were effective for most businesses from the 27th of September. For businesses that haven't got around to dealing with these things, I'd suggest doing it sooner rather than later, because I think that there will be probably more of an emphasis on compliance next year. And ultimately, the two key things are that if you're a business of 15 or more employees, you must make an offer to casual employees who have been with you for more than 12 months of conversion to permanent or permanent full-time or part-time employment. If you've got less than 15 employees, then the obligation is that an employee can make a request to convert to permanent full-time or part-time employment. Now, that doesn't require that the business necessarily does convert that person. They can refuse the request, particularly in a small business context, on certain grounds. And the other thing that's important to note is that the obligation is not there to convert casuals at the same rate. You can certainly convert casuals to permanent employment at a lower rate, which removes the casual loading. And in our experience of consulting for the last 12 years, we've only really seen a handful of conversions under the old award-based system. So I don't expect this will be a huge topic for 2022 for a couple of reasons. One, I think casual employment will actually be on the decline. And the reason I say that is because I think that the labour market is just going to be so tight. You're going to have a permanent job to be attractive in the marketplace. If you're just putting up a casual job at basic wages, good luck on the job boards, I would say. The second thing is that I just think in practical, most casuals will take the extra 25% of money rather than the security of the employment. And as I mentioned, really over the past 12 years, we've only really seen a handful of conversions in quite unusual circumstances that have occurred. So I think that it's important to meet the compliance obligations of doing that, but I don't think businesses have anything to fear about converting people to permanent employment. And quite frankly, if they've got casuals that have been there for more than 12 months, and save and except for a couple of industries like maybe hospitality, businesses should be thinking about converting those employees anyway, because otherwise there's going to be better opportunities in the market.
And one of the ways in which to manage the 12 months, as I understand, or one of the ways we recommend to our clients is through the employment contract, just to sort of, alleviate the need to manage a database and say, oh, have I reached out to this employee? Have I reached out to that employee? So typically you would put that in the employment agreement that the employee has the ability to request conversion after 12 months to cover that?
Yeah, certainly. That's something we would do. There's probably some additional clauses we would put in there around the casual employment not being, there being no firm and advance commitment to hours, that the casual loading can be used to offset any claims for permanent entitlements and so on and so forth. So there's probably a couple of other provisions we would put in place for that casual employment. We should remember that the casual changes didn't just focus on conversion. They also focused on dealing with some of these cases like Skene and WorkPac and Risato and WorkPac, where casual employees made claims for permanent entitlements. Whereas what the Fair Work Act's now saying is effectively that if employment is categorised as casual, then effectively it is casual contractually, regardless of what the parties may do after the employment has started. So obviously there's the catch of that conversion. But I actually like the conversion clause because it's 12 months across the board. It's not 6 months in some awards, 12 months in others. It just makes it nice and simple for businesses. Yes, there is a little bit of obligation, but I would say that overall, I think that's a pretty good change to the compliance laws around this stuff. There's slightly more compliance required, but I think it's simplified the process.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point because they made the decision to include this as the national employment standards and make this casual conversion changes there, as opposed to putting it in the awards. It makes it a little bit more consistent. But in my view, I guess for businesses, the fact that they put it in the national employment standards is probably a good trigger point for businesses to start thinking about renewing their contracts. Some businesses that have been out there that have had, contracts in place with their employees for 5 years plus, probably falling a little bit out of line.
Yeah, absolutely. So no, I think that's a really good way of putting it. And yeah, look, I think that's a good change. And obviously businesses just got to be aware of it and deal with those things in due course. And just making sure that they get reminders of when their employees are up for 12 months of casual employment. But really, they should be thinking about converting people before that. As I said, that 2022, we're going to see a really tough labour market. And if there's opportunities to convert people, and even if it means converting them at the same rate, quite frankly, those are the sort of things that you're probably going to have to do to get people over the line for roles in 2022. We've already seen the unemployment rate pretty much go off a cliff downwards post the restrictions, and that's only been a handful of weeks. So I think there's a potential that in 2022 we could actually see close to all-time record low unemployment rates. I mean, I don't like to make too many bold predictions, but we could be even talking with something with a 3 in front of it. That's how significant I think the drop or the unemployment rate drop will be. It's going to be interesting to see migration though, and how that also feeds into it. But I know that's probably getting a little bit off topic on this particular point.
Thanks very much, Clint, for your time today to offer these insights and thoughts for our members, associate members and guests. For anyone that's watching that's not already a member, why should they consider reaching out to On Demand HR to discuss their HR and workplace relations affairs?
Look, On Demand HR, we've been around for quite a long time now. We've worked with a significant number of businesses over that time. We have refined our offering. We plan to work with a much smaller number of clients going forward on a very close, intimate basis. All of our membership arrangements that we offer clients are unlimited, and the reason that we offer them on an unlimited basis is so that we can be helping clients with issues as soon as they arise. We don't want to be just dealing with problems when they've escalated to a point where we can only have very limited influence on the result. We want to help a client achieve their best commercial outcomes as early as possible, and the best way to do that is through, as I said, an unlimited advice arrangement. So that's something that we've offered to our clients this year and has been very well received. The other things that we offer to our clients is obviously representation in various different employment tribunals, representation on workers' compensation claims, and our recruitment services as well, where we offer a very unique campaigning service, which I think will be the recruitment method of the future, getting away from the recruitment agent model where it's just placements for fees. What we offer in that regard is company branded recruitment campaigns managed outside by us as an alternative to your traditional recruitment models. So those are some of the things that certainly businesses should consider in why they might want to become a On Demand HR member.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Clint, and all that's watching. We wish you all well in closing out what has been, no doubt, a challenging 2021. For those of you that can take a break, use the time to recharge and plan for what will no doubt be a challenging yet exciting 2022. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year from all of the team here at On Demand HR.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you.